idea, right? So they line us up. Go. I remember this guy throws a kick, like a side kick. I grab his leg, and I just go to work on him, punching him and kicking him like we're in the street.
Yeah.
They all jump on me, the referees, because all the referees are black belts now, right?
Yeah.
They jump on me and they get me to the ground. All I can see is Cliff's head, picking them up off of me and cracking them in the midair.
The judges?
The judges. Picking them up, going, get your hands off my student, picking them up and hitting them in midair. They're flying. Tony Zuzio smacking people. I said, what the hell? It's like a brawl, right? Anyway, everything breaks up. They said, if you guys don't leave, we're calling the cops. So I feel like, I did the wrong thing.
Yeah, you caused it, is what you're thinking, right?
Going back home, they're telling me, what a good job. I'm on the train.
They see things differently, don't they?
They're so proud.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I ain't going to get no trophies to hang up on the wall.
No kidding.
At least I know this stuff works.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it did. I got a good reputation from it. Well, good reputation meaning in the street. I used a lot of the martial arts to fight. Had I not learned from Zuzio and Cliff, Doc, I don't think, I knew how to box. I did box for a little while. But, man, he was ahead of his time because Cliff knew judo. He knew jiu-jitsu. He knew Muay Thai. He knew Aikido. He knew all the weapons, the nunchucks, the sais, the bow staff, the sword.
He did it all.
A to Z, yeah.
Wow. Intense stuff, man.
Not to get into it now, but later on, he did get arrested with me, too.
Oh, is that right?
On my drug case.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they arrested him. Doc. So, but my point is, I'm trying to bring this up about families from the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
The Zuzios were a known family, good family. The father was well-respected, feared, just good people.
Yeah.
And you talk about an impact on my life till today. Till today, I'll smell that cigar smoke, somebody like a secondhand smoke. Man, Tony Zuzio, like when I was a kid.
Yeah, isn't that funny how a smell or a song or a taste can bring
Right?
back all those memories from childhood and God knows from where else. It's amazing.
He smoked those big Churchills. And man, this guy didn't give a F about anything.
They had a distinct smell, those cigars. They really did.
He didn't care about anything. We would go to Chinatown. He'd always get the same thing. He would get a thing of fried rice, shrimp fried rice, and dumplings. Eat the whole thing. I mean, this guy really lived. He lived,
Nice. Very nice.
He must have passed away by now, but may he rest in peace. I tell you, when I think about it, there's another family. There's a kid that I grew up with. Another one, part of, talk about those original friends that you had. Diaco.
Okay.
So the kid, John Diaco, was the youngest son. John Diaco had an older brother, Joey Diaco.
I think we talked about him a little bit.
And he had 3 sisters. So you got Dawn, the youngest one. Tara, it's around my sister's age. And the oldest one is Ava. They originally lived on Spring Street between Mott and Mulberry. My family goes back a long ways with the Diacos. And my father was very good friends with his father. His father went to jail. His father was a hoodlum all his life. When he was in jail, he became close with Vic Amuso. And that's how that relationship continued when he got out of jail.
Okay.
He was with the Paul Vario crew. Paul Vario, you see depicted in Goodfellas.
Yes.
He wound up getting made with the Lucchese's. And when Vic became boss of the Lucchese family, him and Guest became friends with Al Diaco.
Okay.
So Al moved up the ranks pretty quick. He went to captain, then he went to a panel, and then he went to acting boss.
Really, that fast? Pretty much?
Well, I mean, he's been in the street his whole life, but I would say over the years, it went pretty fast. I mean, just as fast as Vic and Guest came up. These guys were around for a long time, but it's a period of time where they really accelerated, you know what I mean? Because they had to, because there was positions opening and there was things happening, so they're next in line. I know there's going to be a lot of controversy on this because the Diaco family, Al Diaco, Joey Diaco, wound up cooperating with the feds. The father wrote a book. Our friend Jerry Capeci,
Mm-hmm.
I told you about.
Yes.
I want to make a correction, though.
Okay. In regards to Jerry?
Jerry Capeci. He didn't work for the New York Post. It was the Daily News.
It was the Daily News.
So I thought back.
Right.
You know, like when you think back and you look and you go,
pick the wrong paper.
I should have said this. I shouldn't have said that.
Of course.
That was one of those things where, now I remember, when he had an article called Gangland.
That I remember.
That came out every Thursday.
See, and I thought it was the Post, too, so that tells you how bad our both memories are.
Guys would deny it. Guys would deny they even read it, whatever, but on the side, they all made sure they read it. And this guy's information was spot on. I mean, till today, there's nobody out there in that genre. You want to call it a genre, or you want to call it whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of self-proclaimed mob reporters, or I'm a mob journalist. No, you're not.
That word journalist doesn't fit everyone.
Jerry Capeci?
He's a journalist.
Yeah, he's a real deal journalist, mob reporter. And that guy, when he puts something in there, he does his homework. You know, very, very rarely you're going to read something from him and like...
question it?
Yeah. So there's nobody that came close to him.
That's interesting.
You know, I don't know too much about George Anastasia or guys in other states. They got the same kind of reputation. But Capeci, like I say, is the OG of reporting, a real reporter. It wasn't the New York Post. It was the Daily News.
Daily News.
So let's get it out of the way.
Corrected that.
Anyways, he went on to do a book with Jerry Capeci. Jerry Capeci, I guess, decided to write a book with him.
That was the old man did the book with Capeci?
Yeah, Al Diablo. Okay. I read the book.
Okay. You want to talk about it?
Listen,
Another time, if you choose to.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody, look, here's the way I look at it. Capeci, to me, as far as a writer, an author, yeah, you can't get any better. You make somebody more known as being he's not known as an author, but he's a great author. I read one of my favorite books is Murder Machine. That's one of my favorite books because the way it's written and how he did, which shocks me today, it didn't become a major motion picture. Capeci, if you want to write a mob book and you got Capeci behind it, it's going to be a real mob book. It's going to be a good book. Yeah, it's going to be a good book.
Yeah.
So that I think he nailed it with. Okay. Now, as far as Al is known as to be one of the most credible witnesses that the government ever had. I'm not saying anything bad about the guy. But, you know, you and I could watch the same movie and then they're going to say, Sonny, how's the movie? And you're going to tell them what stood out at you. Right. And they're going to say, Frank, you watched the movie. What stood out at you? We're still going to have two different perspectives.
Absolutely.
The movie's the movie. It happened. Okay? You're going to have your version of it. I'm going to have mine. That's where it becomes, you know, an opinion or becomes, what does that become?
It's what you see. It's your view of what took place. It becomes your view. That your view is not necessarily going to line up with mine.
And there's things that Al talks about that I was not involved in, and I wasn't there. So really, I believe him.
Okay.
I believe him. Then I know other guys that I talked to that were there.
Okay. And
you believe them too. But, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
It's what you see in your version of it.
My man, always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
I see you when I see you.
Always enjoy our time together, brother. Always.
I'm going to take my crew with me. I got my crew behind me.
2 boys you got to take care of.
I'll take them with me. I'll take them home.
You got to look good in the car with you, bro.
Think so?
Serious. Yeah, absolutely. I think the ride gets interesting on the way home with those guys.
I think they make a good couple.
They do. I'm concerned about Teddy. That's all. I hope he's not psychologically damaged after this.
I think everybody will keep driving by me because they'll think I'm demented.
I think that's a good thing. You strap them in the front seat and just like that, it'll be an amusing ride home, I'm sure. Leave the window down so the hair blows a little. Chucky. Salud.
Salud.
Chin down.